All right, let's go, because you know what I came in to do.
I don't get paid for overtime. I'm here to fight.
Right, I've listened through to this weekly. It's a bit of a different vibe on it, but it is what it is. We've got to address the topics.
I'm going to ask you a very simple question. There's two females that you've been on holiday with. A lot of people are talking that it's quite an open relationship, shall I say. Can you sort of explain to the fans who are a bit nosy what's going on there?
No, I like to keep my private life private. I let people in through my social media a little bit. But, what I do behind closed doors are between me and the girls involved. So, I don't really want to go into all that.
Let's talk about what
I mean, here it says David HAYE breaks silence on open relationship rumors. I mean, that's clickbait, because David shut it down. He didn't break no silence. He shut it down.
Boom and pound when I shut them down.
Chris EUBANK is letting everybody know after the press conference where, it seemed like it was a little overhyped, what was said. He said, we don't discriminate, we don't alienate, we want boxing and sport as a whole to be all inclusive. And he had the rainbow armband on as well. So there's a few ways people are going to look at it. Like, is he gay? We don't see him with women. I've read stories where he's had romantic rendezvous with females. Not that it matters, He hasn't come out and said he's anything. So who gives a shit, really? Chris and Senior are good friends with David HAYE. David HAYE said, if Chris is gay, then he himself, David HAYE, must be gay too. I don't think he's gay. He lives in Brighton. And for those who don't know the layout, Brighton is very tolerant on homosexuality. It always has been, from as far as I can remember. So he couldn't exactly go back to Brighton talking a whole lot of shabaranks rhetoric. He couldn't do that.
And the Bible stated that man should multiply. The multiplication is done by a male and a female.
That's absolute crap, and you know it.
No.
Or, from a business perspective, if he's on a percentage on the pay-per-view, he's inviting those who support the homosexual lifestyle to be all-inclusive. And we call that... But let's not forget that fateful evening, March 24, 1962, when Benny PARET, in a third fight with Emil Griffiths, repeatedly called him Maricán, Spanish for homosexual. Now, it said that Emil Griffiths wasn't pleased with the abuse, the verbal abuse he was met with from Benny the Kid PARET. Emil Griffiths, not a known puncher, tagged PARET with some hard shots and pummeled him with right after right to the head. PARET, a Cuban, his head came outside the ring from the punishment between the top and second ropes, and he was trapped. Griffiths punched away. PARET's nose bled and there was a cut under his eye. Griffiths delivered right uppercuts from way back. Such was the ferocity of his attack that referee Ruby Goldstein found difficulty in forcing himself between the two boxers. He stopped the fight 2 minutes and 9 seconds of the round. Benny PARET never regained consciousness. They removed 2 blood clots, but they couldn't get him out of the coma, and he died on April the 3rd. It was the first time on record a world champion had been fatally injured in a title defense. It nearly closed down boxing in America. The abolitionists, they wanted to shut it down. Now, was Emil Griffiths a homosexual? Well, the evidence leads to, yes, he was. But you couldn't come out and make declarations like that in the 60s. Now, that was a rubber match. The previous 2 fights they had, Griffiths won the first by knockout, taking Benny's title. Benny came back and won a 15-round decision against Griffiths in the same year, 61. There's a little twist in the tale, which many might not know. Now, boxing is not the same today as it was back then. Benny PARET fought 4 times in 1961. 3 of them were world title fights. 1 was a non-title fight, but it wasn't no tune-up against Casper Ortega. It weren't no tune-up. 1 against Casper Ortega, very tough, capable, world-class fighter. He lost that one. 2 against Emil Griffiths, first ballot Hall of Famer. Then he challenged Gene Fullmer for the middleweight title. And if you don't know Gene Fullmer, do the homework. Gene Fullmer put a beating on Benny. He put a beating on Benny. Bad beating. He had him down 3 times. Stopped him in the 10th. That was on the 9th of December, 1961. And the fight that took his life against Emile Griffiths took place on February the 24th of 1962. You need more recovery time than that. He wouldn't have been allowed to do anything like that today. First of all, he would have got a suspension from the TKO he suffered at the hands of Fullmer. What's the suspension? Is it about 60 days? Look, that wouldn't have saved him, right? Because it was 3 months in between the Fullmer fight and the third Griffiths fight. That wouldn't have saved him, but just on what we know about health and safety, he wouldn't have been allowed to get in a ring with Emile Griffiths in such close proximity from such a bad beating. All them fights are online. Gene Fullmer fight should be online. I've seen it online, and the Emile Griffiths fight, you should be able to get a highlighted version of it online. Now, I want to get this out there, because I couldn't finish it in the first weekly. I just can never fit all what I want to say in a 20-minute limit I tried to give myself. I never can. I just have too much brainwaves. Because, to me, what Liam Smith said, we've seen worse. We've heard worse. And nobody was in danger. There was no victims that were going to come out of this. The environment was secure. And the overreaction from Anna Woolhouse, Johnny Nelson, cutting the live stream off and everything. No one used the FAGOT word or anything. It got me thinking, was Sky trying to get more pay-per-views? Or were they trying to actually show their support for homosexuality? Because recently the Church of England have blocked gay marriage. Too coincidental for me. Why did the British Boxing Board of Control get involved? They made too much of a big deal of it. Then you had Mauricio Sullivan talking about transgender boxing the other day. So that's why I got into the conspiracy thought process. But you know. Both men weighed in at 159. Smith, he looked in shape, ready to fight. EUBANK, always shredded, no change on that. George Groves, he's got EUBANK. Liam Williams, he's got Smith by decision. Kell Brook, he's got Smith. Amir Khan, he's got Smith. Jamie Moore, he's got Smith. Johnny Nelson, he's got Smith. 5-1. 5-1. Okay, you know what I mean? Because these people are supposed to know more than me. Joseph Parker, he came in 10 pounds lighter than what he did against Joe Joyce at 245. He was 255 for Joyce. He takes on Jack Massey, cruiserweight, who came in at 213, 32-pound weight advantage for Joseph. It's been on my mind, I haven't said it yet, but, you know, could be a bad knockout in this one. Could be. Glowacki, 14 stone 1, 5 ounces. Richard Riakporhe, 14 stone 3, 5 ounces. Glowacki was in as good as shape you could expect at this stage of his career. Riakporhe just got them shredded out, genetics, tall, muscular, as always. This isn't a fight Richard should be losing. Glowacki's lost 2 out of his last 3. The controversial one against Bradis, and Coley destroyed him, taking the WBO title. He did beat Francisco Rivas Ruiz in 2022. But, you know, 3 fights since 2018 and losing 2 of them. Age 36. Riakporhe, not that much younger, 33. But a lot fresher, a lot less mileage on the clock. And he's had 8 fights in that time that Glowacki has had 3. He's the up-and-coming prospect. Glowacki is the ex-champion. Still can't sleep on him, though. Still can't sleep on him. Riakporhe said he'll get rid of him midway through the bout. It's not listed on BoxRec whether it's a 10 or a 12-rounder. It's weird how people think they see things, or maybe they're lying to the public. Or maybe he's just trying to convince himself with that glass half-full bull crap. Like, I saw Johnny Nelson and some other pundits on Sky saying, oh, I've seen Fraser Clark, he looks a lot lighter than he did against Kamil Sokolowski, when a lot of people critiqued him about his weight. He looked slow, plodding. He won the fight, clearly, but he didn't stand out. He didn't stand out, let's say that. And in all fairness, Kamil Sokolowski is a very capable journeyman. So, from being told by Sky that Fraser is looking a lot lighter. He weighs in at 272, a quarter of a pound heavier than he did against Kamil Sokolowski. I didn't see the weigh-in, but his opponent, bloody hell, he weighed in at 285. Kevin Nicolas Espindola, an Argentinian, who has a record of 7 wins, 2 stoppages, 6 losses. He has never been stopped though. You know, he's took Ivan Ditchko, 11-0, Solomon Darkles, Matchroom Prospect the distance. So it'll be interesting to see how Fraser gets on here. $19.95 for the pay-per-view. That's 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19 prices. So that's good pricing. But, you know, a lot of people think Liam Smith is going to win. I'm not so sure. But, you know, Jack Massey versus Joseph Parker could be very one-sided. And so could Riakporhe versus Glavashki. Eko Esserman and Chris Kongo looks the most evenly matched fight on the card. I haven't really broke that down to try and pick a winner. Just looking forward to it. That's at 147. A lot of straps on the line, and they've had some fiery exchanges. Neither man wants to lose this one. Both men came in shredded. Chris Kongo, 10 stone 6, 5 ounces, and Esserman just quarter of an ounce lighter. So Esserman is a volume puncher, very busy. Chris, he's 6 foot, very tall welter, long reach. Kind of likes to box at his own pace more than Esserman. Is he the harder hitter? Dazn have secured an Amazon Prime deal. They are to become a video channel on Amazon Prime. So this basically gives Dazn more of a reach. It gives sports fans more ways to access the content. A long-term global partnership has been established. So the rollout starts this week with Spain and Germany and will continue through the year, with Japan next in line. Other major territories where the deal is likely to have an impact include the US, Canada, the UK, and Italy. Now it says here, Amazon Prime are positioning itself as the industry's most broad-based content aggregator. Dazn will join other streaming services, including HBO Max, Discovery Plus, Paramount, and Lionsgate, and Showtime on the platform. So basically, Amazon Prime in the UK is £8.99 a month, but you still have to pay your additional subscription fee to DAZN to access the content. This is just an easier way for them to give people the option. Now, I'm an old boy. I don't know much about Amazon Prime. It's not like Virgin Media. It's not like Sky. It's not like BT. It's basically a streaming service, isn't it? That you can watch through smart TV or laptop, mobile device, or if you've got a SCART lead, you can just plug it into your television. So it's basically doing the same thing that DAZN does, just with a significantly way bigger reach. I want to big up Everything Boxing and Chris Andre. He said it's a step forward for DAZN, but they still need a TV channel platform, in his opinion. They need to strike a deal with Virgin Media. Yeah, you know, Virgin and Sky, they are massive satellite and internet providers in the country. In saying that, Virgin Media, what does that cover? That covers the UK. Amazon looks like it's got a way bigger reach than the UK. And I think people are increasingly getting their content online anyway. They've probably got a Netflix on Amazon and stuff like that. So it seems like it's the way forward. I wish I could remember the name of the person in the comment section who made a very good point. Most of DAZN's losses, well, not most, because I don't know. A lot of DAZN's losses hasn't been through the boxing. It's been investing in the football. Like, how much do you think they have having to pay to try and get Premiership rights, Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, Champions League, Formula One? That's what's been eating up the money, man. You know what I mean? And like, perhaps not getting the returns, the subscriptions for purchasing such huge sports commodities. Joe Joyce, 37 years of age, 15-0, 14 knockouts. He takes on the 39-year-old ZHILEI, 24-1-1 with 19 KOs. Big men, 6'6" ZHANG. Joyce, same height, April the 15th, London. This will be for Joyce's WBO interim heavyweight title. Now, a lot of people will say that ZHANG beat Hrgovic in his last fight in Saudi Arabia in the eliminator. He floored Hrgovic. The knockdown wasn't scored, and Hrgovic looked a little out of sorts. This is an interesting fight, you know. Joyce fighting someone the same size of him, who isn't afraid and can punch hard. I like this fight. Just from an aesthetic heavyweight perspective, I love this fight, man. This is good matchmaking for Joe. Very good matchmaking. And ZHANG could be dangerous in this, man, because he's going to be thinking at 39 how much opportunities will be available to him. He's a southpaw as well. I think that gave Hrgovic problems. It could give Joyce problems as well. I mean, I'm telling you, this is deep. Like, this ain't really a tick-over fight, is it? While Joyce is waiting for that WBO mandatory to kick in. This is a sick fight. You know, Joyce comes in the ring at 270, so does this guy here. They have a few similarities. Credit due to Joe Joyce for not looking for easy fights, though. Even though he can't get a title shot. Credit due. Credit due.
Ganja, you think a bomb was a roster. Dining with mobsters, all kinds of lasagnas and pastas. Bloodline from my mama, the other you find in my papa. Keep my feng shui in my mind in line with my chakras. Your poses are so bogus, I'm colder than snow blowers. An older motherfucker that's bolder than old Otis. You whacking, I refuse to pretend that I don't notice. Nice and toasted, so focused. Kinda like a sniper scopist, my flow's dopest. I'll show you what a chokehold is. You can't outhold us, out jokers or out smokers. Dumb calamities, what I actually brung is tragedies. Like the L when hit with Michael Phelps, lung capacity if it's past to me. Make niggas want to approach, mad at me. Cause one hit turn the blunt to a roach. But yo, I don't give a damn, no, I don't give a fuck. Only one life to live it, nigga, I'ma live it up, what?
Yeah. I'm no magician, but I'm magic making. In the booth, gravitating to the track that's playing. Got me in the deepest part of my brain, navigating for the right lines, what you might find is fascinating. Oh, it's true, I'm an older dude, and I'm focused and vocally open to overly spew and overdo an ocean flowing of quotables that I wrote for you. So let me quote a few from these multiple poets who live in my skull, producing every word that I spoke to you. I'm hoping you get it. They say I'm crazy, I need to be admitted. I spit it, the best that ever did it. Admit it, I shit it on any critic that didn't agree with it. Committed to the craft till I'm in the dirt, dig it. That means I never quit it. Beat the case, get acquitted. I never give it up, I live it till it's at least 7 to 8 digits in my bank account. Bitches, now that's business. Okay. I kill 'em, ill precision. With skill and perfect vision, I play all positions. My pen on point, accurate. But still my pen's ill and spill lead on accident. Illa ink, iron shots for the anemic. Y'all throw it up, we eatin', y'all bulimic. Might lose my mind, but never my mic. And for murder in the music, I'm doing 25 to life.
Chief of pathological, microphone blazer that'll clobber you and kill all your dreams with one verse. I demolish you. Ill 16s off the dome, and yeah, I got a few. And I'm soon to be the king on the throne, and y'all ain't got a clue. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a fool. Not a dude to sleep on. Stay alert, niggas, I got a lot of moves. Still in my prime, I got a lot to prove. So every time I breathe in a cipher, I literally beat the shit out of you.